All right, guys, in this video, I'm joined by Janson Smith. You probably remember we did a collab a couple of months ago. We've been selling on Amazon for about the same sort of time. If you haven't checked out his channel, make sure you do. He's got some really good content. I'll put a link in the description below. So in this video, we're going to be covering highs and lows from the first year of selling on Amazon. Now, my channel has been a bit negative towards Amazon lately, so we're going to kick things off with this first part of a two-part series of covering our highs. So over to you, Janson, for your number one high from FBA.
So number one high for me, and just completely coincidental, it's actually my 1 year anniversary of discovering Amazon FBA. So I'd say it has to be number one, discovering Amazon FBA and discovering private labeling. Now, before I discovered, about private labeling and Amazon FBA, I kind of knew what it was, but wasn't that clear. If I went to the shops and saw like a TV with a brand I'd never heard of, I just thought that's probably just some knockoff brand, or it's probably like Tesco with using a different brand name or something like that. And I'd say it wasn't until I started researching private labeling and Amazon on YouTube that I really had that light bulb moment that made me realize that private labeling is, very, very simple to do, and it's very achievable to do just for people like you and me. And that's pretty much like I'd say the number one moment, because this last year has taught me that it is possible to launch a private label product with a brand that you've created that will be, bought by a lot of people and that can be sold online and in shops. So yeah. I'd say that
almost every product we find in the shop is private label to an extent, isn't there? There's very few shops actually manufacturing their own products. If you go into the supermarket and go down their seasonal aisle, you'll see hundreds of what are effectively private label supermarket products that you could sell exactly the same thing on Amazon, charge a bit more for it because obviously they can get it prime next day. Once you realize the FBA model or the import model is obtainable by yourself and not just these big corporations, it really does open your eyes to the potential retail models that's out there for us, and not just for these kind of big shops that you see. On to my number one high, and that was getting my first genuine sale. After spending probably the best part of 6 months toying with one product, then deciding not to proceed, and finally getting my second product onto the Amazon shelf, so to speak. To get that first genuine sale is a great feeling. When you log in, or you see it, as I used to use the Amazon Seller Central app, you see that little graph go up by one little block, and you're just like, wow, someone's actually bought it. And then you're trying to find out whether it's a friend or family or not. And then when you realize it's a genuine purchase, it's just such a great feeling that someone else believes that the product that you've sourced, customized, branded, and then priced agrees with what you believe. And it's a good confirmation of that you understand what you're trying to achieve, and that the FBA model does actually work. How did you feel when your first sale come through?
I was just like, this has to be some sort of mistake, because I think I had a lot of confidence in the product, but I was actually, at that point, I was just trying to get reviews from friends and things. And I thought, no one's going to buy this until I've got 10 or 20 reviews. And I think it was only after like my third review, I still remember it very clear, because as you say, getting that first sale is a massive achievement. I remember thinking, I'll just have a quick look on the seller app, refreshed it, and I think I had like 2 sales, and I was just like, I need to go back home now and actually check out who these people are before I start feeling excited. And I logged onto Amazon, saw they weren't people I knew, and I was just like, this is incredible. And actually, I joked with my girlfriend at the time. That evening we were at a party, and I went on the app and I'd sold 8, and I was like, Mark Zuckerberg is right here. The next Mark Zuckerberg, I was just like, I was just absolutely over the moon. And like you say, it's just that, it's the affirmation that somebody has logged onto Amazon, they've searched for a product, they've seen yours, and they've gone, product looks good, tick, listing looks good, tick, price looks good, tick, I'm going to buy. It's just an incredible feeling to
when they're buying you over someone else.
You're exactly
on there next to 20 other people on the same page, and they go, I'm going to buy this one. Like, yes, I've got something right. And that feeling's fantastic. And hopefully many of you guys will get to enjoy that in the next year or so.
Yeah, I'm sure you will. Remember your first sale, because it is
it's all downhill from there. This is unique to you, Janson, because I haven't had this experience yet, so I'll let you share it with the audience.
Yeah, so my next high of the last year was getting my second product unrestricted and getting permission from Amazon to be able to sell it. So for those of you that haven't seen any of my videos before, essentially what happened was I found a product through doing like normal product research back in October 2018. And I was like, this is an awesome product. I think this will do really well. I branded it and basically spoke to a supplier, got a sample, and I was like, yep, I think this is profitable. And then before I did the order, and this is something that I would encourage all of you guys to do, before you actually make the order, list it on Amazon and make sure that it's not restricted or gated, or anything else that could kind of be a stumbling block.
Yeah.
So I listed it, went to bed, woke up the next morning and got an email from Amazon like, we've taken your listing off, we've removed it completely because we deem it unsafe and it's not allowed on Amazon. And I was just like, what's that about? Because there's plenty of other people basically selling the same product. Mine just looks slightly different. So I was like, yeah, this is a bit strange. So contacted Amazon seller support, and as you know, and probably a lot of you guys watching know, they're just next to useless.
Yeah.
So they replied just like, the product's not allowed. So I was just like, that makes no sense. Like, this is a product that I've seen in many, many shops. So a couple of emails to and from, and they then emailed me and was like, okay, yeah, it is allowed, but you need to provide lots of like documents. So test reports to show that the product's safe. You need an invoice from the supplier. You need a declaration of conformity, which is basically a document that you provide to assure Amazon and anybody else that the product is safe. So I was like, okay, I'm sure I can get that. And don't forget, this is probably like start of November now.
Yeah.
Basically, I got those documents and sent them to Amazon, and then they just sent me a bog standard reply back being like, yeah, thank you for that. Please, can you send us declaration of conformity, test reports, an invoice? And I was like,
their copy and paste templates are just so
I was like,
infuriating.
I've literally just sent you that. So sent it back again, and then they reply and say, thank you, we've now forwarded it onto our products restriction team. You wait a week, and then they come back again. Hi, thank you. Please, can you send us test reports? And I was like, are you kidding me? So the one thing that I do with Amazon and most things in life is I'm very stubborn. I don't give up. And I was just like, I'm not giving up because I still genuinely believe in this product. So I kept submitting, and each time Amazon gave a bit away about why they hadn't accepted it. They'd be like, oh, your declaration of conformity doesn't include all standards. So then I'd have to research for hours on Google to find out what standards it needed, and then go back to the supplier and pay for more tests and things like that. Anyway, suffice to say, I got unrestricted in January, and I discovered that product in October. So you can imagine how happy I was.
Yeah.
I was just like, this is amazing. Now, finally, I'm given the opportunity to sell. So I'm really, really glad that I persisted. I've since launched that product. I've launched it in Germany and France, and the sales are doing well. So I'm really glad. And the thing in my mind that I'm glad that I persisted is probably most other people wouldn't have. They would have just thought, you know what, I'm not getting anywhere. Well, so that's a tip from me.
Yeah, the harder it is to get into a listing or into a category, then the more chance you've got of having that category to yourself, or not to yourself, but the limited competition. The more difficult it is, the better, right?
Exactly. And the thing that my tip for you guys from that is, don't give up. See it as a filtering process, because say there were 100 people that wanted to sell my product, I can guarantee that by the time the 6th, 7th email from Amazon came saying we're not accepting it, that 100 has probably filtered down to about 5. Yeah. And I'm the only person selling my model of this product still. So I'm kind of just trying to take advantage of that. There probably will be more on the way, but the fact that I was so persistent has given me that advantage of basically having no direct competitors.
Okay, so on to the next one, and as you guys would probably expect, and that is Q4 or the Christmas period. Now, my experience with this was slightly different to what everyone else seems to talk about, and probably different to what Janson has experienced as well. But I found I only had one product live at this time, so obviously it's just based off that piece of experience. But my sales throughout the end of November into December were fairly consistent. They did pick up a little bit, but the one thing I found the most surprising was that after Christmas, everyone was kind of talking about this January lull and I was expecting sales to drop off. But I found from January, from Christmas Day until I think it was January the 7th, it was pretty much when everyone in the UK went back to work. Those 2 weeks were just crazy for me. The figures were like more impressive than pre-Christmas. So
Really?
maybe what happened on Christmas Day, lots of people got to see my product. You know, opening my very exciting product, I'm sure, under the Christmas tree, all their family around and say, oh, I want one of those. So I got some advertising out on Christmas Day. No, but in seriousness, it was interesting that there was still a lot of demand post Christmas. And what I'll ensure this year is that I plan to have additional inventory for that period, rather than just ensuring I have additional inventory for December and then limited inventory for January and February. I'll make sure I've got a few more kind of double up weeks where I've got more and hopefully won't run out of stock as like I did this year, which kind of lost me some sales.
Yeah.
So yeah, it is a great period. People are wanting to buy that time of year for themselves and for others. There's so much money flowing about. So if you've got even a half reasonable product, you're going to do well. And as we've seen on Janson's videos, he smashed the Christmas period. So yeah, I'll let Janson tell you about his experience.
Yeah, so Q4, quarter four of last year was just ridiculous, and I wasn't even selling for the full quarter. So for you guys that haven't seen any of my previous videos or know about my journey, so I launched my product the first week of September, and I ordered 1,000 units, and I pretty much sold out of absolutely everything like within 2 or 3 weeks. So I had to reorder, and because it was quarter four, my supplier was really busy, so the lead time to get everything produced and shipped to the UK took about 6 weeks. And to make matters worse, as soon as the goods arrived in the UK, Amazon was just like, we're too full, and turning couriers away.
Yeah.
Just because quarter four is just madness. Like, people are just shipping in and shipping in. So I felt like I could see all the sales my competitors were making, and I felt like, you know, I'd been into this party and I was like, this is really good. And then I'd gone out and then the bouncer wouldn't let me back in. That's how frustrating it was.
Yeah.
So anyway, I managed to eventually get my stock into Amazon first week of November. So I was only selling for really 6 weeks before Christmas, but it was mental. Like, the sales were, especially from Black Friday onwards, sales were crazy. Like, I was selling 80 to 90 units a day on average. I was being really cheeky with my price point. So my normal price is, say, £15, and I increased it all the way to like £20, and they were still selling, because I think people are just like, I want it for Christmas, I want it for a gift, whatever. They're kind of less price sensitive than they are in any other period. So yeah, that's definitely up there for me as well. Just like every time you log onto your seller app, just seeing, you know, the fact that you're making money.
On the subject of Black Friday, I don't know if you had the same experience. Yes, there was a peak on Black Friday, but I found within kind of 4 or 5 days after Black Friday, the sales had caught back up and then were above the Black Friday level all the way to Christmas. So I think all of this hype around Black Friday and people dumping their price point, you know, having epic sales, I think it's actually probably not the wisest choice. You know, why import 1,000 units and try and sell 200 of them stupid cheap on Black Friday when you're going to sell them the following weeks anyway at full price? So I think this year I probably won't actually do anything for Black Friday. I'll let that go and then just cash in the weeks.
I agree. Yeah, I think I didn't change my price. I just had the RRP 1999 strike through and then 15 quid. And yeah, I agree. I mean, I ran out of stock like Christmas Eve, so I'm pleased that I didn't lower.
Yeah, definitely.
The price or whatever.
Perfect timing. And this is probably going to sound a little bit sad, but one of the best things for me was when I received my first sample. You know, I remember it turned up in like a DHL bag, had all this Chinese text all over it. I think it smelt a bit as well. But opening it, I was like, wow, this is my first product I've imported technically. And getting to try that product for the first time, get it out, compare it to the other samples that turned up a few days later. Yeah, it was just really, really good to see. You know, this is the very early days of getting a taste for the process. You know, people telling you on YouTube this is what happens, and to actually start experiencing it, that's the first time in the FBA world you physically touch anything, isn't it?
Yeah.
To get that first sample, and then you're showing everyone. You know, people who don't give a crap. Your mum, dad, oh, look at this sample I got. I'm not interested.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's fantastic getting that first sample, then going, right, well, this isn't good, or this is better on this sample, comparing it, making your list, going back to your supplier, and then getting that revised sample sent through, and then that is your product. With the customizations, with the enhancement, that is your product, and that's when it really, it's a great feeling to see your product for the first time, especially if you branded it up, ready to go, ready for the photo shoot. So.
Yeah, I'd say, I'm not sure, hopefully you agree, that getting your first sample and opening it is the adult equivalent of Christmas morning when you're a kid running down and opening the presents. Like, I've received like maybe 7 or 8 samples in total now, and each and every time it comes, I get a text from DHL, like, we've delivered it. I'm like, sweet, can't wait to get home and open that. And I mean, my first product I would never even use. It's for women, but every time I've received, like an iteration or a sample or whatever, I've been so excited. And I remember when I did open it, and I was like, wow, that's actually a lot better than I thought it'd be. And I was like, this is really cool. And but the thing that you say when you're telling friends and family and things. So my supplier's pretty good at keeping me informed and things like that. And they send me photos of them in the warehouse, in the factory, making the product. And I send it to my friends, and I'm like, look, this is my product being made. And they're just like, don't really care. Don't really care. But I think it's just for us guys in the FBA world, the Amazon world, that it means a huge amount, because it's like all the pieces start fitting into place, and you're like, it all makes sense now when you get onto the shop and you see a product, and you just kind of think, it takes the shine off it a bit, because you think that's not overly impressive. Like, if I can do it, if they can do it, then anyone can.
Yeah, and also what I found with some of the samples, the first round of samples is quite often another brand.
Yeah.
So the sample would turn up with another brand's logo on it, and then it's just, okay, someone's obviously already private labeling this. So straight away that opens your eyes, this is how the whole process works. So I'm going to take this product's brand, remove their brand, obviously, and I'm going to make it better. So you straight away, this is my competitor. How am I going to make this product better than this one competitor? Plus, of course, check out who the leading competitors are on Amazon, because sometimes these brands are being sold in other countries, not on Amazon UK. But yeah, getting the sample is really exciting. And one of the things, I think I've touched on this in one of my previous videos, what I like to do, and this is very, very hard. If you've got 2 or 3 samples coming, don't open them as they arrive. Wait until you've got all of them together. It allows you to be more objective. Otherwise, you're so taken aback by the first sample, you don't give the next couple a full chance to kind of prove themselves.
Yeah.
So that'd be a small tip. Try, if you can.
Waiting for Christmas Day to open your presents.
Yeah, exactly that. Okay, so this one is quite topical at the moment, and this is reviews. Now, I've been very negative about reviews lately, but this was one of the best things ever, and that is getting the first 5-star review. Do you remember getting yours, Janson?
I do, and well, yeah, my very first review, genuine, thank God, was a 5-star, because I reckon if it was a 1-star, I probably would have thrown myself down the stairs or something. No, it was a 5-star, and I remember, I think I was on my lunch at work, and I went, wow, someone's actually bought it and taken the time to review it, to say they love it or whatever. So that definitely, I'm really affected by reviews. That definitely affected my mood. I was like buzzing. In some respects, I think I was a bit happier than my first sale, because it's even another tick in terms of the customers happy.
Yeah, because you can sell something, but you don't know that it's not going to come back, or it's not going to
profit in the bank.
Yeah. So yeah, I remember. I think I've been selling just on a week, and I talk about it quite often. I launch without any reviews, and so I didn't know whether this was ever going to work, because everyone was telling me it wouldn't. And then after about 7 days, the first review came in, first 5-star. And just that one 5-star made such an impact on conversion rates. The conversion rates like halved. It was fantastic. So yeah, when you first see someone take the time to type out on a keyboard, your product is amazing, 5 stars, or a variation of that. It's a great feeling. I'm
sure you can guess what will feature in my lows of Amazon. You guys have to go and check it out on my channel to see. Definitely. But yeah, there's a clue.
And this is FBA related, but obviously not directly to Amazon. And this is to do with YouTube. I mean, probably, if not the best, a very, very close to the best thing about doing FBA has been doing the YouTube channel and interacting with you guys. The comments and emails I get from you guys, it's just fantastic. So many people wanting to improve themselves. So many people wanting to find out more about the FBA model, putting your faith in me. I mean, the feedback I get from you guys, it's crazy. It's like getting a 5-star review on your product when someone emails you. They appreciate the video. So for me, it's been a massive high doing YouTube, even though it's a huge amount of work. Like, for example, today, it's a Saturday morning, the sun's out. and me and Janson are sat doing a collab video for you guys, because this is what this is the more enjoyable part of what we're doing.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I'd say,
I'm assuming you found the same thing, Janson.
Yeah, I think like doing YouTube and getting involved at the Amazon like community, you meet great people. Like me and you would never have met had we not started doing Amazon FBA. So I run a Facebook group called the Amazon FBA Smashers. It's got like nearly 2,000 members in it, and it's just like fantastic to see. It's a community of people that just really want to help each other. Like when I very first started the group, I always made it my number one priority, and it still is, to reply to every question that somebody has about Amazon. And now, more often than not, if I log on and a post has been made a couple of hours before, it's already been answered by somebody else. These people are just so helpful, and it's just amazing, really, that you can join a community full of like-minded individuals that genuinely all want to see each other smash it. Like, I see a lot of motivational posts, people being like, "Wish me luck, guys, I'm launching my own business on Monday or tomorrow," whatever, and everyone's always like, "Hope you absolutely smash it, keep us posted." So that's definitely up there, the fact that it's a fantastic community, fantastic supportive community of just people that want to help each other smash it.
Yeah, definitely. And I would say that for Janson's Facebook group, I've been part of quite a few of the Facebook groups, but Janson's is fairly unique in that a lot of the people in there are from the UK, so that's good. But there is a lot less spam, self-promotion, and what you'll find in the bigger groups. So yeah, if you haven't checked out Janson's group, do definitely check it out. I don't have a Facebook group, but I'll definitely recommend Janson's. So that's it for the Amazon's High video. The next video, which is coming from Janson in a couple of days, so make sure you subscribe to his channel to get the notification for when that comes out. And we're going to be covering the Amazon lows.
The lows. See you guys in a bit.
Okay, so this next one is unique to you, Janson. With I'll let you tell the story of this one.
I haven't even seen what it is. I need to.
Okay. It's getting your product unrestricted.
Getting my second product unrestricted. Okay, got it.